Frank Galette, legislator. Okay, it's not too often. We're going to talk in English. What the hell?
Sure.
And you are?
Donald Arseneault, Charles Lebrun, biggest fan.
I don't why I lower myself to talk to the opposition. But anyway, okay, so you were in Dalhousie. I tried to go and see you in Dalhousie a couple of years ago, your office. But then now you're in Campbellton. And what I seen in that area, it didn't matter who's the MLA. The economy is in bad shape in that area.
It's an area where it was highly dependent on the mill in Dalhousie, and unfortunately the mill closed a couple of years ago. So it's been tough to try to diversify the economy, trying to bring new industries. And look, unfortunately, I don't feel that we have a government that's paying much attention to a community, probably the hardest hit community in the province.
But did the Liberals pay attention to it while they were in power?
Well, in the short 4 years that we were there, having to deal with that kind of situation, I mean, we invested a lot in new correctional facility, in community college programs. We started the process for a new nursing home.
The mental ward is going bigger.
The new psychiatric hospital in Campbellton. So yeah, there was a lot of investment. A lot of companies such as Léon Chouinard, Victor Bernard et Fils, Design Built Mechanical. These are all companies that benefited a lot. We did a lot too in infrastructure in terms of the port of Dalhousie. So there's shipping operation there as well. So there was a lot of activities happening. It's just that you only had 4 years in government.
How are they going to fix it? What's
well, resilience. I mean, look, I think they're going to end up getting through it, but there's I think you got to roll up your sleeves and get to work, and we need a government that's going to be there to be a partner with that community. I truly believe there's many untapped opportunities, and we just got to get the right people around the table and a government that's willing to listen.
So you live in Campbellton now. Somebody told me you're not doing enough for people in Campbellton. What do you got to say about that?
Well, look, Campbellton is not my riding today. I do reside in Campbellton, but the whole region is the new riding in September will be Campbellton, Dalhousie.
That's right.
I do have an office in Dalhousie. I have an office in Campbellton. I'm seen all over throughout the riding, and if there's one thing that people can say about me is that I've always talked about how we need to take the walls down from between our communities, and I think what's good for Campbellton is good for Dalhousie. What's good for Dalhousie is good for Atholville, and we got to start thinking more of a region. When I leave home every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to Dalhousie to the coffee shop, it's the amount of traffic coming in to work at the regional hospital or the various government services or the community colleges, or vice versa, going into the nursing home in Dalhousie and those kinds of working environment. I mean, these are good, well-paying jobs, and we got to do everything we can to maintain them.
I apologize. Sorry.
Yes.
Me apologizing. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. That happened too often.
Must have been a big mistake.
Yeah, I know. No, not the guy was from Dalhousie. Say you've been in Campbellton and you're not doing much for the people in Dalhousie. So
you have.
I know when you're a politician, you can't make everybody happy.
You have naysayers, and there's people. If that's your biggest criticism of me, then you don't have much to go on. People who do know me, people who follow my work. People know I speak my mind. I say what I feel.
Especially when you're in the opposition.
Oh, even when I was in government, I never shied away from an interview from you.
Come on. You're not Ted Fleming. You're not Ted Fleming. I mean, he's a charm.
I make Ted Fleming famous. I make him famous. He's nothing without Donald Arseneault asking him questions.
How come you're on the Voice of the Province?
Yep.
And he don't go with you?
He's scared.
Well, I mean, Voice of the Province. I don't watch Voice of the Province, but it would be. I would love to see you two clowns together, side by side.
You know who else doesn't go on Voice of the Province? Who's never went on it? David Alward. Premiers doesn't go on it. Former premiers or current leader, the Liberals always on Voice of the Province when they're asked. Alward shies away. Fleming, I think, is putting the muzzle. They don't want him to speak too much. And imagine.
But I love him.
Imagine Fleming being in an environment where he's not limited to just a minute to answer a question. The things that would come out of that guy's mouth.
Oh, I love him. I love him. I thought he was a snob. But then I realized
he's special. But remember, and you can tell Ted Fleming would not be famous without Donald Arseneault.
Why?
Because
You put him in.
I motivate him. I inspire him to say stupid things.
I'm surprised he hasn't punched you across the head. No, I mean, I think he's. I thought he was a snob at first, but I love the way he answers. Just you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth.
You can make many clips.
Okay, so one more time, in the year 2025, how do you see the area of Campbellton and Dalhousie?
In 2025, well, I truly believe that if the people give the opportunity to the Liberal Party to govern the province, I could guarantee you there will be more attention being provided to Northern New Brunswick in places like Dalhousie, Campbellton. I can guarantee you that that's the way it was when we were there in government, and I wouldn't be sitting in government if I knew my government was not giving fair treatment to my communities. And as you know, I'm not the one that went to held hands with the employees like David Alward did with the Tory candidates during the election, saying they're going to keep NB Power open, and 2 years after they close it. I'm not the one that went during the campaign saying they're going to honor the commitment and the money that was there in the bank for the nursing home of $31.5 million.
I lied. One more time.
Canceled.
What's the difference between a Liberal and a Conservative?
A Liberal feel that there's a role for government to lift people up, and a Conservative, they say, suck it up, you're on your own.
One more thing.
Yeah.
There was a protest here today for animal rights. Animals.
No.
Yeah, but there was a protest for animals' rights. There was for animals.
Yep.
What's the difference between a dog and the animals inside the ledge?
Well, the Tory dogs or the Liberal dogs?
Vote.
Well, the Liberal dogs will listen to what their people are saying.
NB Power, yes. what happened there?
We backed down.
Oh yes, you backed down.
Backed
All right.
down.
You
We
backed
did.
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah.
And we turn the page and we move on to other things.
Okay.
And now we have a great policy convention. Over 300 people signed up.
So what's a Conservative dog?
There's shit all over the place.